And welcome, curling fans. We're here at the Utica Curling Club on the Utica Curling Channel and bringing you round-by-round coverage of the 2023 GNCC College Curling Championship. This is the inaugural GNCC College Curling Championship. And our feature game this afternoon is a key matchup between Penn and Cornell, both who are undefeated in their pool. In Pool B, 2-0. This should be a great matchup this afternoon. Penn's got the red rocks. Cornell with the yellow rocks. And looks like Cornell is going first, so Penn with the red rocks will have the last rock advantage here in the first end. Sit back and enjoy. This should be a good one. Can introduce the teams. Cornell skipped by Ryan Tummel. Third, Brendan Polo. Second, Deshaun May. And lead, Diego Castro. University of Pennsylvania team is skipped by Sophie Legler. Third, William Muldowney. Second, Joseph Katz. And lead, Hugo Sandoval. The winner of this game will almost surely enter the championship playoff round of 6. The loser may still make it 2, depending on their draw shot challenge results. Penn sitting 1 in the back 8. Cornell looking to do a come around this center guard. Just rubbed on the way by. Now Penn with a chance to come around on line 2 with the last rock advantage. Cornell now shot rock on the side of the 4. Pinn's going to have to open things up to get access to shot stone. Just got enough to peel it away. Now Brendan Polo will have to cover that up or draw a second one in. Pin does lie second shot in the back 12, so that stone could come back into scoring position. Just scoots around the center guard. Got to sit down. And it does. Top button. Nice draw there by Brendan Polo. Top button fully buried. Will Muldowney being asked to peel another guard to get access to the rock on the top button. This one's a little tight. Just gonna clip that center guard just enough to move it out of the way. Didn't remove the guard from play, but did expose shot stone. And now Cornell will have to throw a guard to cut off that takeout path. Ryan Tummel with his first. Cards are not so easy to throw on swingy ice. And we're getting 4.5, 5 feet of curl here. Looking for a center guard here. Is coming up pretty nicely. Got a wreck on the red. Might spin over enough. Still left a hole. Maybe just a hair heavy with that guard. Didn't quite curl up enough before crashing on the corner guard. Left a very small hole to come through. It'd have to throw a bullet to get through there. Very tight port with the amount of curl we have up the middle. Sophie Legler will probably give this a run. And if you miss it, just peel one of the guards and open it up. This is a very tight port. They're going to throw the out turn at this. Both turns don't, neither turn looks very attractive, to be honest. The in turn's got to go through the port backwards. That is by the high guard first, then the low guard. This direction is the more natural position, but it's actually curling away from the shot stone rather than into it. Tough little shot. You get through the port, though, a double's available. And it's just going to rub. They just missed the sweep call. But Penn did clear the critical guard, and now Ryan Tummel will have to put the guard back. They may have to throw the other turn this time. A little bit of unknown ice here. Of course, for Cornell, this is their home ice. So they know the ice tendencies here a little bit. It might give them a little home court advantage. You want to throw this guard as tight as you can to the rings. Maybe just touching center line. Last rock first in for Ryan Tummel. One more to come. Looking for a tight guard here. The sweepers are working it over. It might be a little tight, and it is. He's going to overcurl. Oh, it looks like maybe the rock was burned. One of the sweepers touched it. Shot stone is wide open now. This will give Penn a chance to get out of this with a single. Just a simple hit and stay. So if we're tightening up the ice a little bit. And moving it back out. Last rock first end. Sophie Legler with a hit and stick for a single. Sweepers are on this right away. Might have turned that in a little bit on the release. And that's going to be a steal of two for Cornell. They get away with burning their guard. Grab a steal of two here to take a 2-0 lead after one. Penn will have the Red Rocks and last rock advantage in the second end. Another score is Navy Syracuse trails RIT 2, 1-0 after 1. Princeton leads Hamilton 1-0 after 1. Navy 2 leads Syracuse 2, 1-0 after 1. And over on sheet 6, Penn State 1 leads Toledo 1-0. And just an update, Bowdoin 2 has grabbed a deuce in the first. They lead RPI 1, 2-0 after 1. That brings you up to date across the sheets. And our featured game is Cornell 2, Penn 0. Diego Castro being asked to come around and freeze or get on top of that red stone. Just behind the Cornell stone in the top 12. Anywhere above that red stone would be a good result. Always want to keep your stones above your opponent's stones so they can be used and improved. Stones behind the tee line can't be made any closer to the pin. And that comes up a little short. That's just going to add another guard to the mix, and now a chance for Penn to bring another one around. Hopefully above tee line. And this one's a little strong. So now another chance for Cornell to freeze two or get above shot rock again. This time Deshung Ma will attempt to make this come around. Sweepers aren't offering at this one. And just a little bit heavy. Line was really good. About 6 feet less weight. And that would have been a dandy shot. Now fortune tips back to Penn. Looking to get around top four here. This one's hanging out just a little on the wide side. And comes on maybe a little deep. So the button is open. Can either freeze or tap these rocks. I think Ryan Tummel's asking for maybe a hack weight shot to tap these rocks back. Very precise shot here being asked for. You don't want to miss everything. You want to at least rub a guard or make contact with these reds. Sweepers are working this hard to get it by. The line's terrific. Even if they freeze this up, no, it's just light. Couldn't miss in that direction. Had to be through the house weight. And that's another guard. Pin's draw came up a little strong, so they still remain 2, but not 3. And now a chance for a little raise by Brendan Polo. Just looking to tap up their yellow into the pile. A soft weight tap here. The sweepers are working hard on this to make sure it gets by. Line looks really good. Want to get right to the nose. Might have overcooked that a little bit. And they did. Needed to come up just a little bit. Now a chance for Penn to come in and sit 3. Will Muldowney just looking to drop one in here, top 8. Line looks pretty good. It's going to be a little on the heavy side, but does get it fully buried, so very nice shot. That puts Syracuse in a bit of a pickle. They're going to have to come down and freeze to the pile to stop the bleeding here. Penn sitting 3 in the 4-foot. And guarded. Pretty tight ice for draw weight. Looks like they might be throwing a little more weight. Move these stones around. Brendan Polo looking to come down to the pile. Plenty of weight here. Don't want to bounce off, and might have overcooked this again. Rattled the Reds around a bit, but didn't accomplish much. And Penn could go just right in the top four or freeze to the button. He'd be odds on to score a bunch here. Cornell really doesn't have any access to any of the red stones. They're reasonably well hidden behind the guards. You could put this stone right on the pin. Bite top four here would be perfect. It's coming right in. Well, it overcurled a bit, and it might leave Cornell a little bit of an out, albeit a very difficult one. If Ryan Tummel can just throw a draw right to the pin, frozen, they would never be able to get rid of that rock. Can't bounce, though. We got to lock it right on. Trouble brewing for Cornell. You need to throw a perfect freeze here to get out of trouble. They're dropping four at a minimum. They can't make a good one here. Even if they freeze to the top stone, they could cut down the damage significantly. Trying to hold the line on this. They are going to get by the first guard. They will get by the second guard. And it's going to bounce. A little too much weight. They had to sweep it for line all the way. The good news is they did move one rock off of the 4 foot, so pin only sits 3, but with a chance to put a 4th rock back in to the 4 foot. Sophie Legler looking to drop another one on the 4 foot here. The sweepers are content to let this one curl up for a guard. And I think that's going to leave some line open for Ryan Tummel to freeze to the pin again. Plenty of room. With the amount of curl we have, even freezing to the top stone, we'll cut pin down to 2. That would be a giant sigh of relief for Cornell. They gladly give up 2 from this position, because right now they're looking at giving up 3 or 4. Going to take a little more ice, wait for a little more curl. Got to throw a lighter weight shot than they've been throwing. Cornell's just looking to get anywhere in the house here, either on the pin or frozen to the top stone. Last rock of the second end for Ryan Tuttle and Cornell. Trying to defend against dropping a big end here. Sweeping this one out of hand. Looks a bit heavy, and I don't know if they're getting by the guard. And they're crashing on the guard. And Worse opened up a path now for Sophie Legler to draw a fourth one in. This could be a score of 4 with a good draw. Sitting 3 already, so they've got 3 in the bank. It is a tight squeeze, but I think it's there. Just trying to come through this hole into the 4-foot. Last rock, second end. Sophie Legler, 4-pin. Looking for the 4-foot for a big score of 4 here. And just not getting by that top guard. When it'll be a score of 3, that's a big one. And Penn grabs the lead. 3-2 after 2. Cornell with the yellow rocks will have the last rock advantage here in the third end. You've got us a bunch of tight games out here. Navy, Syracuse, and RIT2 are 1-1 after 2. Hamilton 1 and Princeton are 1-1 after 2. Navy 2 and Syracuse 2 are 1-1 after 2. Bowdoin leads 2-0 over RPI 1. Not yet completed the second end. And Toledo grabbed a deuce. They now lead Penn State 1, 2-1 after 2. In our feature game, Penn leads 3-2 over Cornell. We're in the third end. Cornell with the yellow rocks with the last rock advantage. Not sure they wanted a center guard there and want to bring that one into the rings. That'll help Penn more than it will help Cornell. Cardinal rule in curling is don't be light up the middle with hammer. You want to keep that middle open for your last rock thrower. case you need to get your single, you need to have access to the forefoot. Penn trying to take advantage of that center guard by coming around it. And they're going to come up short. Too early to peel those stones with a 5-rock rule in play. So Cornell will have to go around these guards now to try to establish an advantage. Diego Castro with the guard with a come-around attempt. And coming up light again. Not ideal for Cornell. Too many guards in the middle now, and the middle is getting a little clogged up. Now it's a race to see who's the first hog to the trough. Who can get to the forefoot first here is going to gain a significant advantage in this end. The pin got to the forefoot first, but they're wide open. An opportunity now for Cornell to hit and roll under the guards. Looking for hack weight here, something that will curl, lightweight hit. Shang Ma looking to remove this red stone. Just push this one out a little wide. Now Penn will try to seal up that shot stone with a guard. The guard attempt was a little heavy, and now push themselves behind the tee line. Cornell's going to try to get to the top of the forefoot first here. The other option would be to hit and roll off the rock on the side of the forefoot and get above that stone in the back four. Just can't be light here. And we're a little light again and wrecked. Wrecked on the guard. So the Cornell front end struggling a bit with weight here in the third end. Getting beat to the punch by Penn, who's got 2 counters. And now trying to seal up the path to the forefoot on this outturn side. Penn can get to the top 4 buried here. It will be very difficult for Cornell to score this end. Well, there's still room to draw in. Ryan Tummel looking to clear some guards here with Brendan Polo. Open up a little more in the way of pathways to the center of the sheet here. And Brendan Polo gets one guard gone, but one remains. Penn continues to lie 2 buried. And Cornell has a lot of work to do to be able to score this end. Gonna have to peel at least one more guard. The guard that's killing them right now is the red one on the center line. That's the one that Cornell needs to deal with sooner or later. Will Muldowney looking to throw a guard over here on this outturned side. Could be a little deep for a guard. Might come through the hole. That was a draw path that we mentioned was still open, and it took a little rub and rolled underneath, and that'll actually work out very well. Now Cornell is in massive trouble. Penn's hitting 3 with a plethora of guards up front. Looking at a double peel here, looking to run this yellow rock into the red and see if they can get them all moving and open up the middle of the sheet. So Brendan Polo with his last this end. Looking to do some major cleanup here on aisle 4. And it does move some rocks around, but he spins another red one into the rings. That was a little unfortunate. And now Penn lies 4. But the entire left side of the sheet is open. So Cornell now has a draw path on the intern side to get to the button. And Penn will want to cut that path off. Sophie Legler looking to throw a guard on this intern side. Cut off the draw path to the 4-foot. Looks like it coasted into a pretty good position. Now with 2 rocks left, Ryan Tummel's got to figure out what he's going to manufacture here. He's got a couple of angle raises on yellow stones. Looking at the tight one here. Looking to maybe raise this one into here. Make that one go away. Maybe make that one go away. But most importantly, you want to roll the raised rock into the 4-foot area. Really looking to do some damage control here. A lot of good things can happen if you move this red rock, the yellow rock in here somewhere. It's going to hit something. It would be very unlucky to go through the hole clean. You can bounce off this rock and in. You could bounce off that rock and in. Lots of good things can happen. Want to hit this rock a little on the high side. That is on the outside, away from the center line. And hope to run it into one of those 2 reds. Anywhere from 2/3 to a half a rock should be pretty good. And it might give Cornell a chance to score this end. They'd like to get at least a single here. Working this hard. You want to make sure you hit this on the high side. Looks like it's going to overcurl a hair. And it did, and it just moved the rocks around a little bit. Did leave the shooter, though, in a place where it can be used again. They may have to play this shot again. The Pin could just draw another one around their center guard. This would just be devastating if they could get one into the top 4 from this side. Sit 5. Force Cornell into a run back to salvage the end. Sophie Legler with her last this end. These are the ones you love to throw as a skip. They're fairly risk-free to set up a potential extra point. Pin can stuff this on the 4-foot, and it'll put Cornell under tremendous pressure. And this is over curling. And that might be just the out that Cornell needs. They've got the in-turn draw now to salvage the end. And they can go to school on Penn's shot. This draw is there. Although Brendan's still focused on this run back. They're going to give it a go. There's a lot of catchers. Again, if you hit this rock on the high side, a lot of good things can happen. Last rock, third end. Cornell in trouble, looking for a run back to salvage something out of this third end. They're going to hit this high side. Now, where's it going to go? Oh, and it went right through the wickets. That was unbelievably unlucky. It almost made the run back double. It needed to curl up just another half inch. And that'll be a steal of 4. Penn now takes a commanding 7-2 lead after 3. Cornell with the Yellow Rocks will have the last rock advantage here in the fourth end. They need to make something happen. They are down 5 early. In other scores, RIT 2 leads Navy Syracuse 2-1 after 3. Hamilton 1 and Princeton are tied 1-1 after 2. Navy 2 leads Syracuse 2 3-1 after 3. RPI 1 leads Bowdoin 2 3-2 after 3. And Toledo's grabbed a 3-1 lead over Penn State 1 over on sheet 6, and that's also after 3 ends. That gets you up to date on the other games. In our feature match, Penn leads Cornell 7-2 after a big steal of 4 in the third end. Penn's happy to direct play right into the house with the lead. With a deficit of 5, Cornell really can't afford to trade hits here. They need to get some corner guards up and try to establish some rocks hidden behind guards or frozen to opposition stones to generate a scoring threat. It's a good time to introduce the teams. Ryan Tummel is the skip of Cornell. His home club is Vancouver, Finger Lakes, and Granite Curling Club. For those of you keeping score, that's in Canada, in Seattle. And of course, they curl out of the Finger Lakes Curling Club, which is an arena club just outside the Cornell campus. He's curled for 6 years. He's from the Seattle, Vancouver, BC area. And he is in Paleobotany grad school. Brendan Polo is the third. His home club is Bucks County in Pennsylvania. A really great facility to curl at. One of my favorite places to curl. He's from Yardley, Pennsylvania. Curled for 5 years. And he's a math student. Loves listening to metal music. Says hello to Evan Mullaney, who's actually here with the team, and Kelsey Becker. Former college curlers, alums of the college curling program in the U.S. Second is Deshong Ma. Brendan Copolo, their home club currently is the Collegiate Curling Association, which is a regional association of colleges out of central New York. Her hometown is Shenyang, China. She's curled for 4 years. And a physicist and enjoys photography and guitar. She says, I don't know if I could read the handwriting. All that are watching, there we go. It says hello to everyone watching and Professor Ma and Professor Zhu. And Diego Castro is the lead for Cornell, also curls out of the Collegiate Curling Association from Reynosa, Mexico. Curled for 4 months. Oh, he's doing very well for that, I would say. And when he's not curling, he's coding, debating, and learning video editing. Says hello to Cuthberto, Marla, and Pablo. That's your Cornell curling team. U-Pin is skipped by Sophie Legler. Home club is Club de Curling Sorel Tracy, Montreal, Canada. Been curling for 13 years. She runs the Pin Curling Instagram account. Says hi to her mom. Will Muldowney, out of the Philadelphia Curling Club. Hometown is Brooklyn, New York. Curled for 6 years. He likes to crack good jokes, according to his media sheet. He says hi to his mom and dad. Joseph Katz curls out of Philadelphia as well. Hometown, Birmingham, Alabama. Always close to my old stomping grounds. He's curled less than a year. He likes to play bridge. Now there's a rarity. I like to play contract bridge myself. And he says hi to mom, dad, Lawson, and Timothy. And finally, Hugo Sandoval, the lead out of the Philadelphia Curling Club, also from Arlington, Virginia. Curled for a year and a half. Likes to play Mahjong and Tetris, and again says hi to mom, dad, Monse, and Natalia. That's the U-Pin Curling Club.
Are you inviting me to go see it?
Cornell's got a couple rocks in play this end. Looking to set up a multiple score to get themselves back in the game. Pin's going to be content to remove anything yellow they can see at this point with a 5-point lead. They make contact with yellow. The question is, will they jam this? And they just tick a couple of yellows. They get one out of play. And he ticked one of the yellows under the guard. However, did remove shot stone, and Pin is now shot stone partially buried. Looks like that rock could be removed with a hack waiter. Brendan Polo looking to make a little come around tap here. I think Ryan Tummel would just like to freeze tap this stone and maybe push it out into the open. And it just didn't really curl out there. So pin remains shot stone. And the question is, where do they go? Should probably just peel the corner guard. Or hit one of the yellow stones. Hate to leave a lot of yellows laying around if they ever remove that red stone. There are 2 yellows in already. Scoreboard says hit yellow stones. You want to be careful where you place this stone so that you don't leave a cross house double. And that's better. A little foot higher would have been a little too easy, but I think there is a hit and flop now. It's pretty flat, but I think you can hit and flop onto this stone. You might push this one out a little bit into the open. Want to remove that red and flop under the corner. It's a little flat for a double. But yeah, 2/3 thick half here will probably get both red stones moving. Coming with really firm weight here. It's really close. And that's just a fine shot by Brendan Polo. They threw the dead flop. They crossed over so that the flop would be pretty flat. And the double was always going to be difficult, but they succeeded in rolling under the corner and pushing the red stone into an accessible position. And so now that's a very lonely red. If it was Cornell's shot now, they could sit 4. Really nice throw there by Brendan Polo. Great line call by Ryan Tummel to get the roll and flop. Sophie Legger looking to throw a freeze here. And it stopped curling. It came up for a while and then it just stopped curling. And that's going to be wide open. Now a chance for Cornell to hit and roll away. Cornell really wants to hit and roll away so that there's no easy place to hide or pin. Hit and roll away and sit 2, and then this red rock becomes very vulnerable. Then pin has got to make a hit and stick or risk dropping a big end back. Looks like Ryan is looking at this other flat double. I don't think they're going to get both of them out, but again, looking to push this one away. Seems to be the more difficult way to sit two here. I think hitting shot stone and rolling away gives Penn a chance to miss. And this is hanging out wide. Going to contact the red stone. And the risk in doing that is if Sophie can freeze to the yellow stone on the side of the 4-foot, it'll be very difficult to remove shot rock. Last rock of the 4th end here for Sophie Legler. Looking to get a second rock in here to shut down a potential large score by Cornell. This is looking really nice. And a very nice freeze. This is a really tough triple. Need to hit this on the high side and try to get that rock to spin out this way. That rock goes out, this rock goes out. And if you can keep your shooter, you might score 3. Shooter, you hope will roll maybe here. This is a very tough shot, though. You have to throw a ton of weight at this because the first rock you strike has got to go kind of around the horn. Well, that was the risk in not chasing shot rock when you had a chance. And Sophie Legler made a very nice freeze to second stone, making this shot very difficult now. It may be difficult even to score here. Last rock, 4th end for Ryan Tuttle and Cornell. Looking to make a heavyweight triple here for 3. It's coming up and just can't move it far enough. It'll be a steal of 1. And Penn takes an 8-2 lead. Very promising end. Set up by Cornell. Couldn't convert. And the break, they trail by 6. Hey, this is a great time to acknowledge our sponsors for this 2023 GNCC College Curling Championship. Evergreen Gallery in Hamilton, New York. Price Chopper of Hamilton, New York. Dunkin' Donuts in Hamilton, New York. And, of course, Hamilton Whole Foods. Guess where they're at? Hamilton, New York. We thank all of our sponsors for their support of college curling in Central New York and at the Utica Curling Club and the Collegiate Curling Association. Cornell's got shot stone partially buried. Pin is going to just freeze to this instead of trying to take it out. Doing a nice job of pushing this rock over, and that's a very fine shot. Push the Cornell stone behind tee line. It's still shot, but it's now behind tee. And there's a couple ways now Penn can get at it. They can run either one of their red stones through to remove it from play. Those two Penn stones above the yellow one and the back button are in a controlling position. Just where you like them. Now Cornell's got to try to tap these around a little bit. I'd love to get to that top red stone and push it to the back 8. And that's another very nice shot. That yellow stone now controls the red stones. And so now another one on top for Penn. They need to get control over the yellow. Probably the most dangerous rock for Penn is that red guard up front. That's probably the only thing that's helping out Cornell this end. Remove that guard, and heavyweight shot would probably splatter 2 or 3 rocks out of the 4-foot or out of the house. And that did open things up. At some point, Cornell could run that yellow rock in and double the reds out without touching their back yellow. Not going to do it just yet. Probably save that up for Brendan. What Cornell needs just more yellow rocks in play here. Get him in front of those red stones. And not so bad. And the tight yellow stone on the 4-foot now can be run in and double out a couple of reds. So if Cornell can ever get to the high side of this yellow, can drive it into the crotch, and then 2 reds will fly. 1 and 2. So Cornell's got some well-positioned stones this end. Penn will have to be a little careful. This guard over curled a hair. Now I think Cornell needs to make a move on these red stones. You can probably cross over and hit this stone. Good weight. Looks like Brendan's going to be asked just to run this Yellowstone straight back. And that will get rid of this one. And leave a lot of Yellowstones in play surrounding a lonely red. From the looks of the ice, this looks to be a lighter weight shot, so just trying to manipulate these stones and push them to the back of the rings. I'm going to get right to the nose of this yellow. It's coming up pretty good here. Oh, and that's a really good shot. Now there's a double queued up. Yellow onto those 2 reds, and they both go. So probably another guard here for Penn. So Will Muldowney just looking to cover up the angles here. And that'll mess the angles up enough. Getting interesting, though. If you hit the top yellow, it goes on to one of the reds. So, again, if you run this, hit that yellow goes on to that red. You probably lose that yellow. And keep your shooter in place. And, again, the reds start to look really lonely. There's a lot of yellow in the rings. You can come this way. That stone doesn't move. This stone goes onto the red. That red goes. If you hit it just right, this yellow doesn't go far, maybe out to here, and then your shooter will sit right in there. If they hit this right, Cornell will have 5 yellow rocks in the rings to one very lonely red rock on the 4-foot. That could set up for a very large end. Got to make this first, though. Brendan Polo looking to run a bunch of yellow rocks in here. Again, not throwing a ton of weight looking at the ice here. Again, just enough to move these rocks around and push them to the back of the house. Keep your own yellows around. This one's got a curl. And they're going to be on the top red. But you know what? Not a bad result, because that opens up even more real estate now. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows outnumbering 2 reds. So it's getting a little scary. If you're Penn, two rocks left for Cornell. They need at least 2 rocks to remove those 2 reds. And at some point they're going to have to smash that top yellow. And that guard just over-curled a smidge, so there's still room to get to this yellow. So Ryan Tummel needs to make contact with this yellow rock. He's just got to get around this guard. And one of the red rocks is going to go out of play. And then they'll have a play on the other red with their last.
They were wearing their jackets.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't know what they were doing. I'm like, okay, fine.
I think they were doing the tank top. I thought they just had like their jackets open. They aired pretty much like,
Oh, yeah, fine. Solid calls again. Okay. And then they took off the jackets. I'm like,
it was pretty fun.
Same team.
If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Can't block it.
If Ryan Tummel can make contact with this yellow stone, this will get exciting very quickly. Got to get by the red guard. And they just clicked it. Just didn't have enough ice. Now it looks a little tough for Cornell. They're sitting one, but I don't think they can get more than one here. They can't get rid of both red rocks with one shot. That's the problem. So Sophie can put up a reasonable guard here. They may skate out of here giving up only one. In an end where this could have been huge.
Might get there one way or the other. You're trying to make sure you got there. You want to see Cheryl Sullivan's like, where's that other guy?
Well, the only chance you got is to hit this really hard on the high side. And hope there's some drag that might drag this stone onto those two. But I don't think it will. I think the back yellow is always going on to this back red all day long. And it probably won't be second shot. Looks like they may just be throwing this rock away and taking their one.
He wanted it down to that yellow. I didn't see the call. It's their John Mitchell. It's not illegal, it's just restrained, guys. And see, there you go. Game over.
Yeah, it looks like that'll be the game. Penn is victorious. 8-3 over Cornell. call that a final. We will be back with you for the quarterfinals at 8 p.m. You can keep up with all the action online on our live draw with the results. So tune in there. But for now, so long from the Utica Curling Club. We'll see you later tonight.